It's NASCAR's championship weekend at Homestead, Miami Speedway, and we're here in NASCAR Heat 3 to see exactly what it's going to turn out like. This game has been very good at making predictions, and I'm going to be a nonpartisan part of this race. I'm going to be playing as Jimmie Johnson in his Lowe's throwback. I believe it's a throwback to his 2002 paint scheme, though I'm sure I'm going to be corrected very quickly in the comments if I have that wrong. It's a beautiful throwback scheme, and it certainly looks good on the Chevrolet Camaro. And I have to say, unlike guidance counselor Brad, they did an excellent job in capturing the face of Jimmie Johnson. He actually looks like Jimmie Johnson in this game. Regardless, we're going to go racing here for a 25% three-stage race here at Homestead Miami Speedway, and we're going to see which of the championship four, Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, or Kevin Harvick, will take the championship. Alright, let's see who's going to take the NASCAR Championship here in the Ford Ecoboost 400. David Ragan been struggling all weekend. Good to see that we're keeping up with the real important storylines here in Miami. We're Jimmie Johnson. We're rolling off in 24th position to start this race. And let's see if I can get the upshift button right. I actually did this time as we enter the Geico restart zone and get racing here for a 25% contest at Homestead Miami Speedway. And everybody running the top lane. Whoa, okay, that's interesting. Well, that's an interesting start to the race, that's for sure. Okay, so everybody runs the top lane, and I got totally caught out by that. I was fully expecting that everybody was going to go down to the bottom, so we're going to come into the pits, and yeah, I guess we'll fall to the rear at the beginning of this race. But now I know I can go low and probably make up a ton of positions here on the restart, so let's do that, shall we? I lifted off the gas just a little bit to let everybody get ahead of me as we go back to racing here at Homestead Miami Speedway. And I will say it's a bit disappointing that there's not really a time change on this track. It kind of starts in dusk, so I guess it gives you the best of both worlds in terms of the day to night transition, or maybe the worst of none of them. Who knows? Regardless, I did not get a very good restart there. As you can see, I wasn't actually able to pass anybody. And kind of like NASCAR Heat 2, NASCAR Heat 3 kind of has all the cars running a pretty interesting line here at Homestead Miami Speedway, right up near the top of the racetrack. It seems like my car's awfully loose, so I'm going to try to back the corners off a little bit, try to get a drive off, and that's much better this time. And we're going to try to get underneath Timmy Hill. It's not really working. We'll get in behind and make the move down to the inside, and there we go. Now we'll start making up some positions, I suspect. Unless we push up into Corey LaJoie, which we don't really want to do. That would be a bad thing. Try to get the run off of turn number 4. In fact, LaJoie got a pretty good run there. He almost passed me, but he didn't. And now we're going to go 3 wide into turn number 1. Whoa, that's a big save right there. So I'm running the car a little bit too loose, as you could probably obviously tell right there. We're going to have to tighten it up on the next pit stop, because the thing's trying to swap ends on me where I'm trying to run it. That was a little bit better that time through 3 and 4, able to clear LaJoie, Danica Patrick, and David Ragan, whom the game decided in the final championship race that was the car to update us on about how his weekend's going. That's very interesting as we go underneath and almost pull a slide job off on DJ Kennington. It didn't really work out, but it looks like we're going to be able to clear him down the back straightaway into turn number 3, and then we'll start working on Reed Sorensen here and hopefully actually start to see my qualified position pretty soon. As whoa, everybody's getting real squirrely up here. One of the cars in the middle, there's about 50 white cars up there, so I dare not make a call on exactly who it was who got loose in the middle of the pack there. I think it may have been Ty Dillon. Regardless, they all got stacked up there, and I almost thought there was going to be a crash. Remember, in this game I've seen an awful lot of AI-caused crashes. So that's going to be something we're going to have to be aware of and look out for as this race carries on, as I get a real good run underneath Casey Kane, or I mean Regan Smith there. We have to call him Regan Smith because that's who's going to be in the car for real life. But 11 laps to go in the stage. We're almost back to 24th, but as you can see where my 24th position is, or was, you can see this is where everybody is running incredibly tight. and probably there's going to be a massive pile up here if I don't take it too easy coming through these guys here. Look at this. Look at that pack. Good grief, guys. Let's see if there's any chasers in there. I don't think there are. There's Chase Elliott, but he is not a chaser just because his name is Chase, as much as I think a lot of fans would like it to be. Well, okay, we got to slow down there. I thought I was going to push up into the pack, and again, the whole idea here is to not cause a ginormous accident. As Stenhouse managed to hang around the outside of me there for 29th. And we'll send it up the inside, try not to over-rotate the car too much. Now we're going 3 wide between, or underneath, Gray Galding and Chase Elliott. Then Harrison Rhodes manages to take that spot back for a brief second. Really send it off into the corner. He used a little too much of the car right there. A little too much of the car. Now we're going to hit one of the meaningless guys in the back. Gray Galding almost wreck. Stenhouse thankfully didn't pile into me, but we got a little bit of a train going there behind me. So I guess we'll run the top line since it's here, and since Stenhouse seems to be adamant of keeping that. Oh, well, that's why we don't run the top lane, guys. That was a bad idea. Everybody coming into the pits, so that means David is not going to gain anything from, well, no, just the back part of the field, as well as Clint Boyer, which is interesting. Truex and Kyle Busch up front, so keep that in mind, that's going to be the battle for the end of stage 1 in the real race. We're going to go all the way back to the back again since we had 13 seconds of repairs. So, and I didn't tighten the car up. Well, we'll get to do that on the next pit stop. I didn't feel like the car was too bad on the bottom, especially once I stopped overdriving the car into the corner. So I think we'll be a little bit better on this 5-lap stint right here, but we'll just have to wait and see. Is Danica going to go down there? Nope, she didn't. I thought she was going to try sending it down the inside. Now we're going to go underneath a lot of cars, so I figured out how to drive 1 and 2 a little bit better. Down the back straight, 3 wide. And going to send it off in here as well, into turn 3, just lift off the gas. I can see an orange and black car leading the race, so Truex is still leading. He's going for them stage points, which don't matter in the final race, so I don't know why he's going for them. He probably should have pitted. This may really affect this race, and who may end up winning the championship. Whoa, 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 that was apron. That was the car. Very upset with me for doing that. Very upset with me for doing that. I should not have done that. Now we've got Gray Galding on the outside, sneak it down the inside. Oh, almost made contact with Bowman. Thankfully, Bowman was very, very kind to me. He respected his elders, which is good. Good job, Bowman. And I have to say, controlling a NASCAR stock car, let me change that, a NASCAR stock car, on a controller after playing hours and hours of Red Dead Redemption and controlling a horse is definitely, it's taken a little bit of getting used to, but I've finally come back to it. And look at this, we're starting to really move up to the field now. All the way up past our qualified position into 22nd spot, and looking at a lot of cars up here. We've got Kamikaze Games' new best friend and drinking buddy, Ty Dillon, up here. We're going to sneak down the inside. Whoa, and there's Clint Boyer. So, oh, and Clint Boyer is the first of those cars that pitted. Because remember, he was running up front, and we saw that he was in the top 10, made the pit stop, and is now running up at the front here. And I thought I was going to be able to pass him right there. Wasn't quite able to pull it off. Car's feeling much, much better now, much more balanced. Either the track's coming to me, which I don't think there's dynamic track conditions in this game, or I've just refigured out how to drive a car and not drive a horse. So let's see if we can catch Boyer, because this is going to be the battle for the first position once these guys ahead of me pit, and I just don't think I'm going to be able to get it. So I may have to settle for second or third or whatever this is going to be on the restart, depending on who comes into the pits and who doesn't. We're going to rim ride a little bit. Larson line car stepping out just a little bit in the center of the corner. Managed to bring it back in there. We'll take 20th in the stage, but I think this is going to be a pretty good restarting position for us. In the 48 car, let's see. Whoa, everybody coming into the pits, including Clint Boyer. And that is probably because I cannot make it to the end of the stage, and nobody can. So, oops, we wanna. Oh, well, I couldn't make it to the end of the stage, and stupidly I pressed the wrong button. Okay, well, this is going to be interesting, to say the least. All right, well, we may have to make a green flag pit stop at the end of this stage. And with 17 laps to go in the stage, I'm certainly not going to be able to make it to the end of the stage on my fuel. So what we need to do is go, and see if I can't pull away here with a light fuel load. And Denny Hamlin is coming up behind me. Kyle Busch leads the chasers right now. He's in 4th. Truex is in 5th. Ooh, car very tight in turn 3 there. Almost got into the outside wall. We'll hold off Denny Hamlin, who hasn't made a whole lot of friends on social media in real life recently. But I thought it was pretty funny what he said about Chase Elliott fans. And that may upset a few people with me, but oh well. So Kyle Busch leading Martin Truex Jr. right now. That's the battle for the championship. And those two drivers are swapping positions right now. Truex goes into the championship lead at the moment. Here comes Keselowski to the outside. And Brad K gonna take the lead back, at least for now. We're gonna side draft him down into turn 1 and take the lead back, at least for now. Jimmy the Juggernaut holding tough against Brad Keselowski as Keselowski makes the move, but here comes Martin Truex Jr. Oh, are we going to screw up his chase? I hope not. Let's see if we can't do that. Well, Truex takes 2nd, which would get him the championship and puts him well ahead of Kyle Busch. In fact, Kurt Busch has moved up to 4th place, and now Truex is going to take the lead probably pretty easily here. It looks like Truex has got a really dominant car in this race, at least at the moment. We're going to hold this bottom lane, shorter way around at the moment, block him to the outside. Here comes Kurt Busch down to the inside. We'll block both lanes right now. It's almost like a restrictor plate race right now. Holding off 2 lanes of traffic here at Homestead, Miami Speedway, and it's Kurt Busch taking the 2nd place position, but it doesn't matter in terms of the championship. It's going to be Truex working away on the outside. That's that momentum you get on the outside lane. Almost ran up into him there a little bit. Definitely cut him off at the pass, no doubt about it. To use a little bit of cowboy lingo. And there goes Truex looking to the outside. Definitely doing a lot of mirror driving right now. And there's Logano, who has moved up into championship contention right now. He is running just underneath Martin Truex Jr. And I think Kevin Harvick is back there as well, as the ticker just let me know. So we've got Hamlin and Busch battling with me for the lead right now. Of course, I'm on a little bit of an alternate strategy. Not particularly the greatest strategy choice in the world. And now Hamlin, love that preferred inside line down the back straightaway. Got a little bit into him there. Harvick has taken the championship lead in just that little moment as I slid underneath him. Here comes Harvick. Here comes a 3-wide battle behind me, including Bubba Wallace, who's moved up into this fight. Now here comes Harvick to the outside with Truex and Logano in tow. Unbelievable. So the question remains, where is Kyle Busch? As Harvick has the championship lead right now. We're starting to get dogpiled here as Bubba Wallace goes to the outside. Here comes Kyle Busch. So the championship 4 all in the top lane right now. Now Truex is moving down. Oh no! Uh-oh. Save it, save it, save it. Oh, DiBenedetto, you talentless hack. And we got a yellow, thank God. Kinda. It didn't really save me all that much, but we'll be able to get 4 tires and fuel. I guess we'll repair the car too. I don't think anybody else is going to... Well, no, there are cars coming into the pits. So what we're going to do is we're going to not repair the car. I think everything's pretty good on there. If it's 1 second of repairs, that means they're just going to get the rubber hammer out and smack the car once, and we'll be on our way. So it's not worth doing that. So we're going to go back to racing here. And I need to put my mirror back on because I turned it off as I was spinning around. And now we're back to racing, and with a chance here, an outside chance obviously, but a little bit better shot at winning this stage than I otherwise would have thought that we had. Oh, as I get very loose underneath Stenhouse, and this is going to be a pile up. Save it, save it, save it, save it. Oh, lock her down, lock her down, lock her down. Okay. That did not work. That was... That was the worst case scenario right there, because now we're going to restart in the middle of the pack again. Unless there's a yellow come out, which certainly is a possibility. That's so weird. The car's handling definitely changes in traffic, and that's something different about this game than the other ones. Because on that first restart, I had the benefit of the restart where I had the lead, I had the benefit of clean air, and I was able to go flat out through the first corner, no problem. And in that restart where I was in the middle of traffic, it was very much not the same thing. It felt very pushy. And now we've got some, well, around goes the 48. Are we going to get a yellow for that? Yes, we are. Okay. Well, I brought out my own caution. I didn't mean to do that. I was just talking about the handling and everything didn't work there. So let's take a little bit of strategy call there. We'll actually repair the car this time since we're going to start last anyway. Even though we had a lot of cars come into the pits. And these seem to be all the leaders. Or at least half of the leaders. I don't see many of the chasers up there, so maybe the chasers are taking an interesting strategy call, which is going to put them at the back of the field. Who knows what's going to happen as we go back to racing with 2 laps to go on the stage. And I don't know what's going to happen here. So I know it's going to be a bit squirrely on the bottom here. So I was a little bit careful on the throttle application, but we're pretty good. Pretty good. Right now we're not bad. Underneath Suarez, who, that's his last race in that 19 car. And we're looking at all the chasers up here, I think. At least Logano's in this mix. Car's starting to handle pretty well as we're coming to the final lap in stage number 2, where I led a good, pretty solid portion of the stage, but wasn't able to capitalize. So yeah, Logano running at the back of the chasers, but who knows what's going to happen with the strategy, because if he pitted and none of the rest of them did, that means he's in the catbird seat right now heading into the final stage. We'll just have to see how it all works out. There's Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. I do not see Kevin Harvick, and that just may be because there's a huge amount of traffic up there. He may be in front of Denny Hamlin. So we'll give you a championship update here in just a second as we see the Stage 2 final results. So who's leading the championship right now? And it is... no, it's Truex. Truex leads in 17th spot. We're getting a lot of the back markers coming into the pit. So actually Truex appears like he's going to be the leader on this restart with Kyle Busch alongside. So there you go. Not going to pit, advance to the green flag restart. We'll start near the front, 11th place. And this is as good of a restart as we could have hoped for in the traffic. So we've got a chaser right in front of us, Joey Logano. I'm going to try to play somewhat nice with him, though Eric Almirola is next to him, and we know there's a little bit of history there. So we'll see what happens as those two cars go into turn number 1, as we're going to work the bottom, have some clean air. Car feeling pretty nice. Whoa, until we got into Denny Hamlin, and the thing's going to go almost around. Wow, okay, so that was not good. The car was on a razor's edge right there, and that's what happens when you make contact when you're on that razor's edge of grip. You lose the grip that you had. And now we only lost 5 positions, and we've got quite a few of our teammates up here, so it's not a terrible tragedy at the moment. Gonna sneak down to the inside. Whoa, the car stepped out on me. We almost had a Hendrick Motorsports menage a trois right there between the 3 of us right there. The only one who would not have been involved in that would have been Bowman. I don't know where Bowman is. He's further towards the back, I suspect. I saw a blue car up there, but I suspect that was Larson. So yeah, 23 laps to go here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Truex leads the race, leads the championship. Harvick chasing him down right now. Logano's up there as well as Kyle Busch, so they're all up at the front. Oh, whoa, I blocked Paul Menard, and that was a tactical error on my part right there. Certainly a lot of sentimental feelings going to be heading towards Paul Menard in this race because of the death of the Silver Fox, David Pearson. That's a shame. We've lost a lot of great racing people this year. Dan Gurney, Don Panos, David Pearson. It's pretty crazy. Appreciate the ones we still got, because you know, a lot of the racing legends are getting up there in age. So anyway, on a happier note, we're next to William Byron with 21 laps to go. We're going to send it off into turn 1 there. Almost catch the apron. Whoa, whoa. Wow, I really sent it off in there. Actually got a little bit of aero push there. And I believe that was aero push because when I came up behind those cars, there was nothing left on the front end. So Harvick is chasing down Truex for the lead. Logano is making his way up through the field. He's up either 4th or 3rd place. It's kind of hard to tell from back here. There's a yellow car which looks like it's making its move for 2nd. In fact, it's Kyle Busch as well up there. So the top 4, once again, the top 4 at Homestead running 1, 2, 3, 4. Did they get a bigger tapered spacer this weekend? I suspect they did. Regardless, this is what we have, and it looks like Logano's looking to the inside of Harvick, and it looks like the guy falling back a little bit right now is Kyle Busch. Is he just laying in wait? Who knows? But it's Truex leading. Logano really making a hard move down to the inside of Harvick, and actually going to get that spot. So now it's Truex in the lead, Logano in 2nd, and oh, we got a crash. Oh boy! All right. Okay. Well, there goes that exciting race. So Jimmie Johnson, by the way, for those keeping track, is going to cause about 50 crashes during this race. And all the front runners coming into the pits, we're going to do that as well. We're going to try to stay on the leader's strategy as best we can. It looks like maybe a quarter of the field did not come in, but as you can see, a lot of the back markers here also came into the pits, as evidenced by the fact that we're at the back because we had to do a ton of repairs to the old Lowe's 48. The final time the Lowe's 48 will run, and we pretty much got a full stage left to go. 16 laps remaining in this race, so we pretty much cut this race into quarters. It's an NFL game. Brian France or whoever runs NASCAR now will be very happy with that. So, to the inside, Reed Sorensen in the premium motorsports car. A little bit of contact there. It's probably because I was messing around with the camera there. Now diving up the inside. Got to get around some of these back markers pretty quick. Oh, 3 wide all the way down the main straightaway. Going to get a big run on Timmy Hill. Oh boy, 4 wide. And that's not a lot of guys that you would generally trust to go 4 wide with. But Jimmie Johnson, 0-7. Oh, we got a crash. It looked like we had a crash there. It looked like Newman was sideways in the middle of the pack. And now Jimmie Johnson sideways in the middle of the pack. Whoa, man. Just cleaned out one of the premium motorsports cars. Reed Sorensen and David Reagan. Now we're going to have all these guys pitting. In fact, the whole field coming into the pits. And that would explain that because there's only a few laps remaining. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a bit of a strategy call here. We're just going to go in for a half can of fuel. No tires. No repairs. And we'll see where we come out here. 38th, so I didn't gain any positions. I was hoping that strategy would work out. It didn't. So now I'm on the outside, and it's not the best situation here in the entire world because I don't like restarting on the outside of this track, as we saw on the very opening lap of the race. So here we go, off into turn 1. And they're trying to wreck already. I saw some tire smoke. We're just going to bump draft Casey Kane all the way through turns 1 and 2, or sorry, Regan Smith. Now down to the inside of Brendan Gaughan. Oh man, the thing was really super loose right there. And diving to the inside of David Gilliland. So now it's time to go. It's go time with 10 laps to go here. It's a sprint race. And no time for the rest. It's go time. And it looks like it does appear that Truex is leading the race and thus also leading the championship. Bubba Wallace, no, that's not Bubba Wallace, excuse me. That is Denny Hamlin in 2nd position. It looks like Kevin Harvick in 3rd. So the battle for the championship right now coming down to Truex and Harvick, who have been the 2 best drivers in the real-life NASCAR all year long, as Danica running a very low line there into turn 1. Almost blocked me from being able to run my line through there, because I think Danica was trying my line there for just a second. It didn't work. Now we got Bowman in front of us, so a teammate giving us a bit of a draft down the back straightaway here, which is going to be nice. And in fact, it's Almirola in 3rd. Logano behind him in 4th. So Logano's 2nd place in the championship right now, behind Truex, who remains the dominant car with 8 laps to go. Now, can we go up there and get Lowe's its final win? We're going to have to wait and see on that one. We got a long way to go. And not when talking about laps, we're talking about distance on the track to get up there as we go 3 wide between Newman and Bowman. Why do you try to do a cinematic camera angle, David? That was just stupid. And I almost completely wrecked those two. Thankfully, I did not. And we'll stay green. But those two managed to get around me there for just a second. I think we'll pass them down here into turn 1. Which I do. Now on the throttle and move up just in front of them. Now going to be looking Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, or AJ Allmendinger. I thought it was Ty Dillon. It's a white car, white Camaro. And it makes me think that it's something it's not. I can't tell who's leading the race right now. I need to get closer to the front. They're side by side for the lead up there. I think it's Hamlin battling with Truex, and you're not being a very good Toyota teammate because that is a yellow car coming up to the front of the field, and I think it's Logano. So Logano is really closing in on Truex, and I'm just gonna say, Kamikaze Games is gonna be biting his nails all the way down to the bare skin right now because into the wall goes Jimmie Johnson, but yeah, it looks like Logano is really pressuring Truex with 5 laps to go, and those two cars are now the two in the front of the field, racing for the win and the championship. David, do not bring out a caution. Do not affect this championship. You cannot do this. And also, don't finish lower than 24th. That would be really embarrassing to finish lower than you started the race. Oh, is the thing's just not quite handling properly. Maybe I should have taken tires since I was going to be at the back anyway. Who knows? The world may never know with 4 laps to go. It looks like Truex still hanging on. Oh, a little bit of contact there with Austin Dillon. Definitely racing hard here in the back of the pack, or the middle of the pack, I should say. The middle part of the pack is 20th. David, get it right. The competition level really has increased here. It always does seem like in NASCAR Heat that the AI really turned up the wick coming to the end of the race, which is realistic, and we got a crash. Car spinning across the grass in the infield, and that looked like the 51 car. So another crash for the 51. That's the second big crash he's had today, and that is going to bring out a green-white checker. And what is going to happen here? Oh, sorry, NASCAR overtime. Logano is in the lead at the moment. On the outside is Martin Truex Jr. The championship hangs in the balance as we go racing for the final time here in the 2018 season at Homestead. Moments. Who's going to get it? Logano takes the lead at the moment, and it looks like he's pulling away. But again, we still got a lap and a half to go. And that looks like no, it's not William Byron. There's another car up in there, which I don't think is a championship contender. It's Hamlin. Oh boy, let's not cause a crash. That would be bad. Logano takes the white flag. Oh, no. Uh-oh. We just gave Logano the championship. Big crash for Jimmie Johnson. They're going to keep the race green. NASCAR officials have decided to keep the race green. So, with a terribly damaged race car, what's going to happen here in the championship decider? As we're just going to ride around and just wait to see who's going to win it. Look at that damage. What is that red thing sticking out of the front? That's huge damage on the front of the car. The crowd goes wild. The champion has won the race and/or been crowned here at Homestead, as Jimmie Johnson is going to run the final lap for a Lowe's car with the front end completely pushed in. So according to NASCAR Heat 3, your champion for 2018 is going to be Joey Logano, winning over Kyle Busch. Now, let me know down in the comments what an accurate prediction or not accurate prediction you think that's going to be, and be sure to come back to this video to let everybody know how right or wrong this game was. NASCAR Heat 3 has had about a 75% hit rate in these videos that I've made in predicting the winner. So it's looking like NASCAR Heat 3 is saying Joey Logano is going to take the win and the championship. So what do you think about that? Again, let me know down in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this. This has been David Land on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe for more NASCAR Heat 3 and motorsports content. We'll see you in the next video.